Hi there, Doug Stewart with IT Creations with the Lenovo ThinkStation P3 Tower Gen 2. It offers a very similar design to the more powerful towers in the family, the P5, P7, P8, and PX. Maybe not Aston Martin Superleggera looks, but still a definite family resemblance with the red accents and hexagon perforated front panel. Like our channel? Then punch that subscribe button like you mean it. Let's get to it. Along with the ThinkStation P3 Gen2, Lenovo also announced the ThinkStation P3 Gen2 at NXT BLD in London on June 11th of 2025. I'm concentrating on the P3 Gen2 version just to keep it short. The P3 Gen2 is also available in a number of form factors: a P3 Ultra SFF Gen 2, a P3 Tiny Gen 2 at about 1 liter in volume, and this Lenovo ThinkStation P3 Gen2 tower has 23-liter chassis. It features a Series 2 Intel Core Ultra processor, codenamed Arrow Lake, with integrated neural processing unit or NPU. The tower is the largest of the bunch. You could squeeze perhaps 23 of those little P3 Tiny Gen 2s into the same area, but the tower is definitely more expandable. This unit can be outfitted with either one high-performance GPU or up to 2 single-width GPUs. I did do the Lenovo ThinkStation P3 Ultra Gen 1 a while back, and you can see that one here. That was a cool little unit, but sadly, no room or power for a full-size 300-watt GPU. Unfortunately, workstations, even ThinkStations, do not offer the ultra performance for gamers that you'd expect. For gaming, you would be advised to go with Lenovo Legion, specifically designed for gamers, but I digress. This unit is targeted at what Lenovo calls performance value users. That said, for a hybrid platform for both work and play, this could work quite well. We will most likely be benchmarking the CPU and GPUs on this system, and we'll post that shortly after this one. Just like Lenovo's other P-Series workstations, this P3 Gen 2 offers Independent Software Certification, or ISV, for a number of popular software applications. The front is a little odd, but who cares? It does allow for a handle so you can easily carry it. Maybe even let it ride shotgun on dinner dates with your girlfriend or boyfriend. Hopefully your girlfriend or boyfriend doesn't have a problem with the undeniable chemistry you may share with your computer. But be careful, because Lenovo ThinkStation P3 Gen 2 may take that to a whole other level. For a limited time, you can save up to $500 off a P3 Gen 2 that's listed, or one that you can configure at IT Creations that's valued at $5,000 or more. For more information, click that link. When you're ready to make a purchase, just mention this video. Nothing like jealousy to make a relationship grow stronger. The front of the system has a flex bay on the left side beside the control panel. That flex bay can be outfitted with a 3.5-inch or 2.5-inch drive with either internal or external access with a key lock for security. There's a power on button with integrated LED, storage indicator, optional SD card reader, microphone connector, then a headset connector. Below those, a USB-C connector with 20 gigabit per second data transfer rates, then 2 USB 3.2 Gen 1 connections at 5 gigabit per second, and a pair of USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports offering 10 gigabit per second data transfers. There is a small 2-watt speaker between the flex bay and the control panel. One of the neat things on Lenovo systems is that LED incorporated into the logo. Sometimes it's the little things. Around the back of the system are more ports and spaces for optional ports. Starting from the top, an audio line out port and flexible I/O port below that. That Flex I/O port can be outfitted with several options: an HDMI out connector, VGA out connector, or USB-C out connector with DisplayPort function. The fourth option is a DisplayPort, which is what we have on this system. Below that, an HDMI port next to the 2 DisplayPort sockets. Those DisplayPorts run off the integrated graphics controller embedded in the CPU architecture. Below those, a row of 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports offering 10 gigabit per second data transfer rates, with an RJ45 1 gigabit Ethernet port beside that. Then another set of USB 3.2 Gen 1 connectors offering a 5 gigabit per second data transfer rate. That black block is the Wi-Fi antenna cover. Then the PCI slots and a knockout plate where an optional serial port can be installed. Below that, the power supply unit. Options include a 500 watt, 750 watt, or 1100 watt PSU. Ours has a 750 watt PSU. There are a few security features on the back: a padlock loop, slot for an optional e-lock, and optional security lock slot. 2 side panel options are available depending on the configuration. With the 1100 watt and 750 watt PSUs, there are 2 perforated sections of the side panel for heat dissipation. Models with the 500 watt PSU have no vents. There are 2 screws in back that secure the side panel. Along with that 750 watt PSU, we have an Nvidia RTX 5000 ADA card installed. Once we remove the side panel, you can see the optional side fan with bracket is installed in this system. We also have the optional front fan for PCI slot cooling. The side fan is easy to remove without tools by depressing the plastic release tabs to either side and tilting it up and out, then disconnecting the power connector. This system does have a few parts to remove before you can expose the motherboard, including that chassis beam that the side fan bracket is connected to. But before you can remove that, our system does have an optional optical disk drive and bracket. That disk drive and bracket have to be removed too. Once you're inside, you can see the CPU heatsink, as our platform does not have a plastic shroud for the CPU and memory. CPUs supported on this system are the 5, 7, or 9 Intel Core Ultra Series 2 processors. With the Intel Ultra 9 CPU, like installed on this system, it has 24 cores. They include both P cores and E cores. Also more cache at 36 megabytes compared to 20 megabytes cache on the Core Ultra 5 225 with 10 cores. What is missing from both Series 1 and Series 2 Intel Core Ultra CPUs is Intel hyper-threading technology, like on the 12th through 14th Gen Intel Core I processors. This means a single physical core will not act as two logical cores. So that 24-core Intel Ultra 9 CPU that consists of 8 P cores and 16 E cores will provide 24 virtual threads. Hard to keep track of all the debate on performance for the new Core Ultra CPUs given the removal of hyper-threading technology, among other things. That said, performance seems good overall, with more powerful physical cores making up for the lack of virtual cores. They do offer higher core clock speeds too. Memory support on this system includes DDR5 unbuffered DIMMs or UDIMMs with either ECC or non-ECC modules offering speeds of up to 5,600 megatransfers per second. In addition to those are clocked unbuffered DIMMs or CUDIMM memory modules. They offer speeds of up to 6,400 megatransfers per second and are designed for increased speed, stability, and reliability at higher memory frequencies. CUDIMMs employ a clock driver on the module itself to stabilize and improve memory signal integrity. Supposedly these offer better performance than traditional UDIMMs. Either way, you can install up to 256 gigabytes of memory in this system, but memory speed will default to 5,600 megatransfers per second regardless of which type you install due to platform limitations. Enough said. All of the supported CPUs have integrated Intel graphics, so you can run a few monitors even without a discrete GPU. With an integrated neural processing unit or NPU, this system is AI ready, as the NPU can be used for light AI tasks. For more complex applications and additional monitor support, a discrete graphics card is recommended, and there are several options. You can install a single Nvidia RTX 5000 ADA or two single-width Nvidia RTX 2000 ADA GPUs. The press release also listed the Nvidia RTX Pro 6000 Blackwell Max-Q Workstation Edition. I'm sure this unit won't disappoint. GPUs with a top thermal design power rating of up to 300 watts are supported, and that would include the Nvidia RTX Pro 6000 Blackwell Max-Q Workstation Edition with 96 gigabytes of GDDR7 memory. The Max-Q was not listed with the current offerings, but I did confirm that it will be part of the supported GPUs towards the end of Q3 of 2025, which is probably about now. For the double-wide performance GPUs like the Max-Q, it connects in back with a latching mechanism, and in front, an optional extender that bolts onto the card, securing it in front. The two make a very solid connection. There's also a graphics card retainer that just seems overkill to me, but does a good job as a wire harness manager. That Blackwell Max-Q Workstation Edition GPU uses 300 watts of juice and is not to be confused with the Nvidia RTX Pro 6000 Blackwell Workstation Edition without the Max-Q. That one drains up to 600 watts of power. This is the card though for AI applications, data science, and graphics. 5th Gen Tensor cores, DLSS4, 4th Gen ray tracing cores, 24,064 CUDA cores, and it can take advantage of PCI 5.0 interface on the system board. I think you get the picture. Additional items you might want to place in those PCI slots include an M.2 adapter card, Broadcom 940-8i RAID card, and several other options for network connectivity. Maximum storage is variable depending on the configuration. Apparently you can install up to 7 drives. That would include 3 SATA HDDs or SSDs, plus 4 M.2 drives. There is one front internal drive cage by default, with the option to install 2 more right on top, but you can only install 1 with the 7-drive configuration scenario. Then you place an optional drive cage in the front flex bay, which can be accessed externally for 3 SATA storage bays. Sadly, no optical device if you do that. Lastly, you can use all 3 M.2 slots on the system board and then add in a single PCI-mounted M.2 drive for 7 drives total. If you have the 750 watt or 1100 watt PSU, that third internal lower 3.5-inch storage cage that stacks on top of the other two cages is not supported. It's also not supported if there is an M.2 drive in the lower PCI 4.0x4 slots. Yes, you can install 2.5-inch drives in those 3.5-inch bays with adapters. I will note the supported M.2 PCI adapter is for a single M.2 drive and has a PCI 3.0 interface, even though the actual slot that the card goes into is PCI 4.0. There is only one PCI 5.0x4 M.2 slot, and the other two are PCI 4.0. 6 drives is only available with the 500-watt PSU. I mean, there are a bunch of different storage configurations. As with systems from other manufacturers, it's a familiar tale. You can't install this without that, and you will not be able to install that unless you have this. That's pretty standard. I must say I do like this platform. Attractive like a bulldog with a snaggletooth, but it has the goods where it counts on performance. If you are interested in this platform, then I placed a few links below, or you can use that one right there. itcreations.com. Until next time, I'm Doug Stuman with IT Creations, and thanks for watching.